Mamadou, good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning to all your listeners.
Welcome to Accra, Ghana. It's been a long time. Hope you are doing fine.
Yes, thanks God. We all doing fine. And congratulations to the Black Star for qualifying for the World Cup in Qatar.
Thank you very much. There's something that I'm sure you must be wailing about. Ivory Coast failed to qualify for next year's competition. It's something that gets you a bit talking in Ivory Coast.
Yes, obviously to host African Nation Cup, it's the biggest event sport-wise a country could organize in Africa. It's a media event from the head of state, Alassane Ouattara, to the ordinary citizen. Everybody is gearing up to welcome that big event with a lot of enthusiasm, with a lot of hope, and with a lot of open arm to welcome our brothers and sisters across the African continent and the world.
Very well. But Ivory Coast, once again, did not make the World Cup. Is this something that the Ivorians are talking about, that in November, December, one of the biggest footballing countries on the continent will not be at the World Cup?
That's why no country should wish to be under FIFA and CAF normalization, because when you don't have a proper leadership, it's a mess. Unlike Ghana, you have a duly, properly elected president of FA. Ghana went through thick and thin, but at least someone is at the helm to control things, and even sometimes to make miracle happen. But when you don't have a FA, you don't have a leadership, and people that are brought in to run the transition or the normalization period will tell you openly, it's my first time ever in my life to enter a football stadium. Then you know that you are doomed to fail. Then, for me, it was not a surprise that Ivory Coast did not make it, because when there is no football federation at helm, don't expect any miracle to happen. The same way we failed at the AFCON, that's the same way Ivory Coast failed to make it to the World Cup, because we just don't have a football federation.
Very well, but now you do. But this has also, sent shockwaves across the continent, because one of your sons, a very celebrated footballer indeed, Didier Drogba, failed in his bid to lead the Ivorian Football Federation. Did it come to you as a surprise?
For me, it was not a surprise at all. And right from the beginning, when Didier Drogba raised his hand, from the early beginning, I was one of the first one to come out and tell Drogba, this is not the right time for you. Don't allow yourself to be pushed and manipulated by others. Don't allow your desire to run Ivory Coast Football Federation based on selfish ego and interest. It was clear from the beginning when Gianni Infantino encouraged Didier Drogba and gave him the hope that he could even be the next CAF president. That's how he jumped into the race, blindly. And this is a boy, to give you a little bit of background of Drogba. He went to France when he was 6 years old to follow his uncle in a very tough and difficult condition in France.
very bad goal.
When you leave your father and mother to go and live with your uncle in Africa, everybody knows the situation are tough. Now, in France, we know the difficult condition our brothers and sisters are raised in those ghettos. That football saved him. And this is the guy who never lived in Cote d'Ivoire along all those years. He just come and play for the national team a week and go back with French education. Like most of the other African players, they have this feeling of African culture. They understand what the village means. Eto did it for his village. Mane is doing it for his village. You name each and every African countries, even in Ivory Coast, many of them left a legacy in their villages. Now, Didier Drogba, the first team that came out in the open to say we are not going to vote for Drogba was the team of his village, the village of his parents, his own village. If you are a Ghanaian, you understand what it means to have the support of your own village. Now, his own village have a second division team. They say we're not voting for Drogba. That's the number one. Your own family rejecting you. Number two, your football family. As he said it, the people he created the association of football players that have a vote in the election turn their back on you totally. Now, if your football family turn their back against you, your physical family, your own village in Ivory Coast, turn their back against you, by which miracle are you going to win? Impossible. That was a clear message already for him. Yes. And we could see it. He finished bottom of the log. Bottom of the log. For me, as I say, I've been advocating it. People were saying, no, you don't like Drogba, this and that. Even Kalusha, for him to become the president of Zambian FA, went through the rank. But you, Didier Drogba, everything you touch is always unfinished. Always unfinished. We had the best generation of footballers. Drogba captained them for 8 years. It's true, they qualify for the World Cup. But again, Ivory Coast is the only country in Africa that went 3 times to the World Cup and could not make it to the second round. That's what I say, everything Drogba touch is unfinished. He played the 2 final of AFCON. In both final, he's the one who missed the winning penalty. Unfinished job. Now, you want to run football, and during your captaincy, you were not such a good example. Not at all. You refuse to go like Kolo Toure is doing, Yaya Toure is doing, to learn something in football, to be a good coach by taking coaching classes like Kolo, he's got his diploma, or to be a good administrator like he was offered by Chelsea to work in the administration to learn. Zero. You refuse to take classes in any field, and out of the blue, because you are Drogba, you want to come and run the FA. And when they ask you to give us the name of 5 to 10 club president in Ivory Coast, Drogba is not capable. He doesn't know them. He doesn't meet them. Because if you don't attend league game in Cote d'Ivoire, you don't attend the national team game. We play the most crucial game of the playoff for the World Cup against Cameroon. Eto attended both games in Cote d'Ivoire and in Cameroon, but Drogba was nowhere to be seen.
Wow.
On both legs.
Wow.
Where is your love for the national team you want to be the boss? How do you express it better if it's not where they are playing, you go and sit and watch? Drogba doesn't do that.
Well, so the issues go deeper than what we think.
Game in Cote d'Ivoire.
So the issues go deeper than what we think. But is Diallo also what you would call the perfect man for the job now? Looking at the difficulties the Federation has gone through, normalization now, after normalization is taking over, is he the best man to fix Ivorian football now?
You're talking of Idriss Diallo. Idriss Diallo belonged to what the group they used to call JX. That is the rebellious group that tried to overthrow the late Sidi Diallo.
Okay.
And Idriss Diallo belonged to that group. And if you look at this current election, the difference in two voices or point was only two. Idriss Diallo had 63 and Sori Diabate 61. You can see an extremely very narrow gap. Now, if Idriss Diallo doesn't lend a friendly hand, a genuine land, an honest land to Sori Diabate, that they overthrew, because this was in actual fact a coup against the late Sidi Diallo and his team that ended, and the attack came from the camp of Idriss Diallo. As a result, we went through the normalization, and today we have an election and the rebellious group won. Now, if there is no true and genuine reconciliation, obviously the other group that was overthrown will try to do the same thing.
Okay. Okay, very well.
We will end up in the same big
normalization one.
Because the two enemy camps are face to face at the moment, meaning Idriss Diallo and Sori Diabate. Yes, then for me, it's not yet over, depending on how Idriss Diallo will humble himself. And first of all, recognize and accept all the grief and the attack on the late Sidi Diallo and his group.
Okay.
Yeah.
But importantly, we are told that
reality on the ground.
Yeah, we are told that FIFA will have to conduct an integrity test even after the elections to pass, Diallo as president of the federation. Don't you think that should have been done earlier, even before the elections?
But as you pointed out clearly, everybody knows that is in violation of FIFA and CAF statute, even the Ghanaian FA statute. Nowhere in Ghana they will tell you do the election, then we do the integrity check, even your own FA. This is a new invention. And this new invention came from where? from the manipulation of our European General Secretary called Veron Mosengo. You see, today Veron Mosengo sitting there as a SG of CAF, I think have his own agenda. He sees himself probably as the next CAF president. He does whatever he likes in that office. Everybody remember how he fired the entire African staff in Cairo. And now all the personnel there in control are his European body he brought from Europe, fully in charge in CAF offices there. He takes decision, he doesn't inform the executive committee of CAF. He doesn't get their approval, and he wants to decide also who become the president of Ghana FA, who become the president of Ivory Coast FA, who become the president of South African FA, like in the colonial days. They tried it in Cameroon against Eto'o. He tried it there. He failed. But in Ivory Coast, unlike Cameroon, they were trying to push by all means and cost Didier Drogba. But the Ivorian people say, we don't know this guy. He doesn't live in Ivory Coast. How can you vote for somebody who lives in Europe? Somebody who the first time he declared his candidature for the presidency of the Ivory Coast FA, he did it in France, in Paris, with the French media to disrespect the entire country of Cote d'Ivoire. You want to be a president in Ivory Coast? We don't have media in Ivory Coast. Those are the big blunders of Didier Drogba to shows you he doesn't have respect for Africa. And he doesn't understand the dynamic in Africa. In Africa, your own village is your first support. If they say they are against you, forget about it.
Mamadou Gaye, thank you very much for this insightful interview. Hopefully, we'll come to you again if anything comes up in the Ivorian Football Federation. Thank you very much. We appreciate your time with us this morning.
With pleasure and anytime.
Like and subscribe and click on the notification. Happy FM, Nimdie, Happy FM, and Nijenkwa.